Hello guys, welcome to my new video. Today we are talking about how to travel the world uh, with almost no money. What does it mean when I say almost no money? Well, exactly that. If you don't earn much, for example, if you live in Croatia like me, then you probably not earning enough money that you can save to travel the world for some longer time. Here are some tips how to travel a bit more and save a bit more. Uh, Tip number one is I was like a student earning 100 euros per month. Yes, you heard very well. I was earning only 100 euros per month. So, is this enough to travel? No, it's not. Is this enough to travel some basic costs? It's not. But even in that time when I was earning only 100 euros per month, I was able to travel. How? Well, I didn't travel every month because obviously it was impossible, but I was traveling in that time every 3 or every 4 months. It was to some close destinations, to capital towns in my neighborhood countries, or to some random little town where it's enough to visit it for a day or for two. Beside that, how you can save while you're traveling, where and to where you need to choose some cheap countries, so you're able to be flexible enough with that money. Well, with almost zero of money, with almost nothing, but it's still quite possible. One of that kind of trips was my trip to Venice, and here you can see the famous carnival mask from Venice on my wall. Well, we went to Venice one day to visit and to explore, and it cost us approximately 20 to 25 euros. How? We find a cheap bus line, so we went there for just for a day, and we spent, of course, some money for souvenirs, for food, etc. But the trip, it wasn't so expensive. The next cheap destination that we choose was Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia, where we went for less than 10 euros from Croatia, and that was the return ticket, of course. These tickets are not available today, and you cannot find them anymore. We traveled there in 2016, and now when we tell our story to our friends, like, no, impossible, you cannot find it without 30 euros. But yes, in that time we were traveling less than 10 euros. It was about 7 euros, I think, per ticket. Return ticket, of course. The other tips and tricks that I tried personally. First, I want to tell you the things that really work and that I tried on myself. Later, I will share you experiences of my friends and the things that I saw online that I want to try, but I didn't have a chance yet. But first, I want to give you my personal experience, what I experienced so far, and that is sure that it's working, that I'm not talking about something that it's not working. Okay, the next thing is you can use hitchhiking. Yes, hitchhiking. I tried for the first time in my life in 2016 in Malta, and I had three crazy experiences. Well, I didn't want to hitchhike, to be honest, but I was with my friends at the other part of the island. We were exploring that morning, and the buses in Malta are well known, like they don't drive on schedule at all, or if they do, they I don't know, but usually they don't drive on time, not on their schedule. They're always late, and you need to hitchhike the buses. Yes, if you haven't been in Malta, if you didn't know this, when you go to Malta, you need to hitchhike the bus. Uh, Otherwise, the bus won't stop, and you won't be able to catch it. So our bus didn't came in the time when I needed, because that afternoon I was working, and I needed to be at my work at 5, I think, or at 7. I don't remember exactly anymore. But our bus didn't came on time, and we didn't have another choice. It was we had 2 or 3 choices. One of them was to walk, but it was like other part of the island that won't work for a long time. Second one was to call a taxi, and the third one was to hitchhike. My friend from Germany, she didn't hitchhike until that day also. I didn't also, and in that time, I don't know if you know, for the famous Croatian hitchhiker, Tomislav Perko. He was hitchhiking around the world for 7 years. So I had a picture in my head of him standing on the road and hitchhiking, because I saw a lot of the pictures and videos where he was talking about his hitchhike days and everything, and I went to some lectures where he was talking about that. So I told to my friend, okay, or we are going to hitchhike, or I'm going to be late on my work. I don't have another choice. And she was like, no, you're crazy. I never tried. I was like, me neither. But it's like, it's not like that we have a lot of choice. So I just put my put my finger on the road, and I started to hitchhike. And like it was the other part of the island, that part wasn't so busy, and there were not a lot of public traffic. So I was a bit scared, to be honest, that nobody would stop, because there were no cars. Like you see one car in 5-10 minutes, and they were all on the opposite road, of course. Because when you need something, it's obviously it's not on your side, and it's not in the moment when you need it. So I saw the car on the other side of the road, and I don't know even today why I put my finger on the road in that moment, because I knew that that guy is in the wrong direction, not in direction that we need. But he turned his car, and he came to pick up us, and I was like, okay, are we going to do it or not? And I remember it was an old man. He didn't speak a lot of English, only Maltese language that we didn't know. And he didn't speak a lot. So we were a bit scared because of that, because he's not talking so much. He only asked us where we are going. We said we are going to the airport. And from the airport, we had a lot of connections to that part of the island where I work. So we had bus like every 5 to 10 minutes. So the airport was like the logical point where we want to go. And the airport from that point where we were in that time was 1 hour. So, and the guy asked, okay, I will drop you to the airport. And we look at each other like, did he really say that? He will drive us 1 hour to direction that he's not even going. He just came from there, but why, So we started to ask ourselves questions. Okay, he's an old man. Why he kidnap us? What if he kill us? We only have few things with us from the beach and nothing special, no extra money. But you know, you feel a little dose of scare in that moment because he didn't speak so much. To finish the story, everything was right. He dropped us at the airport, we thanked to him, and that was all. End of the story, because he didn't speak English, so we couldn't communicate with him. But at the end, it was all fine. The second time when I tried to hitchhike, it was also in Malta, and we were going. Uh, we were going to explore the island, and we were near the Red Tower, if you know Malta well. So we wanted to reach the White Tower. It's not so recognized. Well, you see it on the map, but it's really bad condition and there's nothing special to see there. Even the beach is not good. But I don't know why. In that moment we decided that we want to go there. And that was like the fastest hitchhiking in my life ever. The car was coming from our back, and we were arguing, do we want to hitchhike or we don't want to hitchhike, because Google showed us that we need to walk 2.5 hours more to reach the fucking tower. So I didn't want to walk so much, and it was quite hot outside, so I was already tired. It was like about 3 in the afternoon. So I just like I didn't I was e- I was like, okay, I don't know if I want to hitchhike or no. I wasn't even sure if I want to do it, but I was just like putting my finger, and I put it on the road, and the car started stopping so fast, and there was one guy inside. He was so crazy. I will never forget that. He was from Ukraine, and he had the sunglasses. He had the cigarette in his mouth, and he pulled down the window and he asked, "Okay, where do you want to go?" And I looked at my friend. I was like, okay, we are catching the White Tower. And he was like, okay, it's totally disaster. You don't have nothing to see there, but if you want, I can drop you there. I'm going in that way. I live near and I want to pick up something and I'm going to the beach. Like, if you want, I can wait for you. You see the tower and you go with me to the beach. And it was like, okay. And my friend, she wasn't sure at all that she wants to drive with that guy, but she was she was like going into the car, and I asked her, okay, but are you sure? And she was like, no, but she was entering the car, and I was like, really, are you really doing this? But okay, at the end we sat in that car and the guy drove us to the White Tower, and it was nothing special. But later we were walking to another side, and we saw a beautiful beach, big rocks and everything that at the end it was even better. It wasn't in our plan at all. But yeah, we had only crazy experiences in Malta when it's about hitchhiking. And the third time when we tried to hitchhike in Malta, okay, we were trying to find Victoria walls. So please, if you ever been to Malta and if you know for Victoria's walls, please write to me in the comments, because on the map it's supposed to be one big wall, like a China wall, but we didn't see it. We were driving through the whole island, but we didn't find that wall. And any local people that we asked, they don't know for it. But it's like more funny that there is one agency that really took you to that walls. So I don't know. We tried to find it by ourselves, but we we didn't. So I was so annoyed because we were in the middle of nowhere. You don't have buses there. The public transport is also one big zero. You don't have so much people there. So we decided to hitchhike again. But this time I didn't want to really to hitchhike someone. I just wanted to ask them where are the walls, but nobody stopped. And I was so angry because one guy, uh, he saw us hitchhiking in some hippie van. On the first, it was so crazy and sympathetic, and he saw us hitchhiking, and he just passed us. And I was even more pissed off because a few meters behind, maybe a kilometer, he stopped near one building and he was just standing there. And I said to my friend, okay, you didn't want to stop, just that I asked you on the map where we need to go, but now you stopped like kilometer away, just waiting and nothing is happening. So I was really crazy. And after 15 minutes, I think 15 minutes take us to go to that place uh, where the van was standing. And I knocked to the guy's window, and I said to him, okay, sorry, I just want to ask you one simple question. I'm looking for Victoria's walls. Can you help us? And he looked at me like I am Maltese, but I never ever heard of that. And we were like, okay, nobody heard for that walls. It's so strange, and on the map they're so big, so it's you're supposed to see them, but no. And we asked him, okay, where's the next bus station? He told us, like, there is no bus station here. You are in the middle of nowhere. You can walk like in front of you 2 hours in one way to reach the bus station, or you can go back where you came from, also like an hour and a half to catch the bus. And I was like, oh my god, I don't know which one is the worst to choose. And he said us, but if you want, I go that way. So I can drop you with car. It's half an hour maybe. I'm going to that town if you want. So yeah, we went to him with his hippie van. We reached the next town and we had a beer with a guy. He told us his story. He's playing guitar, if I remember well. He has his own band, and they traveled the Europe. They were in Germany and Amsterdam. I don't know. They had a tour around few countries. So even if your hitchhikers don't look decent or polite or like a good people, they can even be good people. Like it's from my experience, or maybe it was just a crazy luck. I don't know. But we were extremely lucky in that moment. They didn't kidnap us. They didn't kill us. Everything opposite. We had a great time. We met some great people. and we reached some new destinations. Uh, from the other things that you can try to save some money, you can, from the girls, you can become an au pair, but lately I saw a lot of boys that are also applying for that kind of jobs. It's like in translation, when you are a nanny in another country, so you're not allowed through that site. I'm using Au Pair World. You need to choose another country, not your own country, to go. It's not like an exchange, like you go to work there. You're an au pair, and you choose the country, you choose the family, you text with them, and depends on a country. For example, if you go to Switzerland, the families usually pay for your trip, your medical insurance, the language courses, and you have your pocket money. In other countries, like I had my own experience from Spain. When I went to Spain, I only had pocket money. Now you just have your pocket money per week, which is not like a plus. And to warn you from my experience, nowadays I was working as an au pair last. It's like 2 summers ago now. In that time, you were able to find a lot of families, a lot of good families. But nowadays, like, just the site goes down, and I don't know, they don't offer a really good opportunities. So I don't know, it's up to you, but I think that they are not so good anymore. From other things that I found, you have a lot of competitions. Also on Facebook pages, and Google it, travel competitions. It's a website, where you have some kind of Facebook entries. You need to fill up some form, and you are going into a game where you can get free travels. And in some of them, they pay you the tickets. Now I saw something from New York. It was like they pay you tickets to New York and back. You had, I think it was 4 days in a hotel, including breakfast, including some sightseeing around the town. So it was pretty good. You can find a lot of things. Another is you can use train, Interrail, to travel around Europe. You can also use Flixbus. They had in all France, you could travel for €1. Doesn't matter but it needs to be in France. So you were able to travel, I don't know, from Strasbourg to Paris for €1, etc. So they have promotions like that. So check it out. From other things, you can teach English in some countries abroad. I had an opportunity by myself. I found one company in China. They offered me to pay my return ticket to China. They would give me accommodation, 3 meals per day. They will pay me, and I need to teach students English, but I need to sign the contract for 1 year, and I'm not allowed to work for anybody else, just for them. I had different plans for this year, so I didn't accept it. But these are some experiences that I know by myself that I could recommend you. From the things that I didn't try and I know for them, uh, is also couch surfing. When I lived in Spain, we had couch surfers in our apartment, but I never tried that. I was couch surfer. I was a host, but never went to another town, and I wasn't a couch surfer. I tried it in Italy, but it didn't work. It was always something came up, and we couldn't find our host. Uh, Another things is just think what are you good at. So, for example, some sports you can teach somebody sport. I know it's very popular in Thailand, also in Malta. You can be a scuba diving instructor, you can be a ski instructor, and you can be animator for kids. You can sail down the Croatian coast and to animate the kids. So there are a lot of opportunities. You just need to search, especially nowadays when it's easy. Well, say it's easy to travel for less money, or some company like Turkish Airlines. They have RTV, I think it's called, tickets, where you can travel the world, and that budget of tickets costs, of course, less. And I know they make a route from United States through Europe to Asia to Australia. You visit all that places for some responsible price, and you're some kind of traveling the world. I know there are some deals about 40-80 days, so it all depends how they have it in that moment and for your abilities. Another thing is to volunteer. uh, to volunteer in another country. I had a friend from Serbia. I met that girl in Spain where I was volunteering in the pilgrimage office, but that was like not my main reason why I'm in Spain. But she was volunteering. She was working with kids. She was teaching them English. So you can also go through that kind of, or you have a lot of Erasmus programs where you can go for months or just for a few days to another country and to work on some projects. In Australia and New Zealand, it's really popular home exchange. You can change your home with somebody else. For example, you are from Australia, I'm from Croatia, and I contact you in home exchange. I want to go to Australia in summer for a month, and you want to go to Croatia, and we exchange our homes. Also, sometimes if you have already booked your vacation and you don't have time to to deal with that person, you can find another one. So it's not like home for home. In Australia, it's also popular that you can go to another, and another year you come to me. So it all depends on your deal. In New Zealand, it also works that you like take care of somebody's house, and there are a lot of agencies that you can take the car and drive it for point A to point B to another rent a car center. They have like nobody to drive it. You can drive it, so you can travel it also in that way. or you can the people there are looking for somebody who will take care of their home while they are on vacation. So basically they leave you some tasks that they want you to do. Maybe they have some pets, so they ask you that you take care of their cat, or that you take care of their garden, that you clean their house. So there is really a lot of options. All You can always go to work and travel visas. They are offered in United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, as I know. Uh, from the other, well, you can always take your backpack and go hitchhiking the world. There are also options that you can find some job on your way. You can work in the restaurants, in the hotels, hostels, any kind of job that you can find in that time, in that moment, in certain city. Or I know one girl from Serbia. She's traveling the world on her bike. There are a lot of people who are traveling the world in their van, but there you have a lot of costs. It's like you need to repair or the bike or the van, you need for a gas, you need for to repair some places, and etc. So the most easiest and where you have no so much investment is that you hitchhike, and that's it. That would be all for the things that I know. Also, you can use your digital. And the last thing, you can use something in the digital world. You can be a digital nomad. You can teach people SEO, copywriting, to make the websites for them. Or some web graphic design. There are really a lot of opportunities and a lot of kind of jobs that you can do. Also, you can teach languages online, you can make the business plans, you can do some photography or to add video editing. So really a lot of opportunities. You just need to find something that you are good at and just sell it. That was it, guys. I hope that you had some new ideas, that you learned something new today. If you have experience in any of these things, please write to me in the comments. I want to hear your experience, or if you don't know how to do it, feel free to contact me and I'm ready to help you to get you in this world. Also, you can be a travel blogger like me, or travel influencer that they pay you for traveling. That is also one part where you maybe see yourself. So for any that you make a decision on the end, I'm sure that it will be good. Just don't give up from it, and if you are fully into it, one day for sure it will work. That will be all. Until the next video and some new team and adventures, stay safe.